Everybody, welcome back to another episode of FSide DFS Fantasy NASCAR Picks. I'm host Megruer31. Maybe a quick video today. Rough day. It just where I live, like we've had thunderstorms 3 straight days. There's trees down everywhere. Electricity keeps on coming on out. Internet keeps on going in and out. So don't want too long a video in case I don't have internet, just so I can get uploaded to you. So programming note, I did try an NFL video. Felt like a rookie in the first day of week one. NASCAR, I have a flow here. Baseball, I mean, there's flow to that. NFL trying to find the flow, getting there. So please watch it if there's a lot of good content in it. I do have some charts and stuff for you and some cores to help you on your way. Love some feedback on it. Some things other than the flow might be a little bit choppy. Other than that, like content wise, if you guys and girls see anything that you'd like or really like, wow, I really like this about the video, or cut that out, don't do that again. Really appreciate it. So, and thank you for watching these videos too. And this one is commercial free for you, so for putting up for all those ads throughout the course of the season. So again, time crunch, really didn't have time. I studied this, I just didn't have time to put everything on the sheet and update the playoffs and everything like that. Practice was another situation where one group was fast and the other due to weather conditions. So I didn't really think that was relevant. And you got some really chalky plays because you had a couple of guys have some tire issues, and they did really bad in qualifying and practice, and they're starting at the bottom. They're obviously going to be chalk plays. So it's Kansas. We've seen quite a few races this year. Kansas, Michigan, Las Vegas, even Charlotte, to the point, these faster intermediate tracks starting to become a tire wear track, not like it's super aggressive like some of the other ones we've seen where it's like tires are king, but definitely something to be aware of. So I'll just a quick breakdown here, so I'll get you on your way for your day so you can build your NASCAR, and I'm sure we'll be focused on NFL and all the other things going on this weekend. So Christopher Bell gets the pole. Scares me because like he came out, looked great in practice, lots of speed, fastest car, but can he stay up there? That's always the issue. And a lot of pressure on me here too, because I haven't decided yet as I film this who I put on the cover, but the first truck video and the Xfinity video were both speculation videos, and my top prime plays and the guy on the cover both won both races. I had Eckes, I had John Hunter Nemechek. So who's going to be here? I'll have to figure that out. I don't think it's going to be Christopher Bell. I think he'll have a good race, but it just worries me. I think he got a better pit crew that kind of assembled kind of an all-star team for him, just because there are other guys that aren't racing right now in the playoffs, and mainly Ty Gibbs. So they gave them some support here to try to keep him going. So there's that. So hopefully it's been an improvement, but it's still like he just seems to sometimes lose spots. So I think he can dominate early, but the two guys behind him, like Larson and Truex, these cars are fast also. They've been really fast on this type of track and this style of track, and I really can't justify playing Christopher Bell and Cash over one of the two of them. So I think you want to try to pick one of the two of these guys and get them in your lineup, and I think, they'll go out and dominate. I think people will play Chase Elliott, but Chase Elliott, he's still in it so he's not doing the whole R&D thing, research and development, for next year, but he's still in the Owners' Point Championship. So you really gotta figure out, what to do with him here. Like he looks good, but at 8,100, I just don't know what I can do here. With him. So I think I'll play him in GPP if I do play him at all. Reddick, same thing. He's pretty fast, but again, you can't play everybody up here. I think he's a GPP just because like Larson and Truex are just so much more dominant. And even between he and Bell for $200, I'd rather go Bell. Ross Chastain, I hope this is a trap that a lot of people fall for and look at, how well he did in playoffs last year, but he just doesn't have the speed this year. I know he qualified well up here, but I don't think he has the long run speed. So I'm going to be off of him there. Next two guys are a fade also, McDowell and Dillon. Like Dillon, look decent in practice and everything, but I just don't think he can hold a top 10. And McDowell, same thing. I just think that they're both going to go backwards, so I'm not interested there. Byron's had a strong season. I think he's going to be highly owned here. I think he's going to be a GPP because, again, in cash, I would rather play Larson, Truex, even Hamlin down further. But I'm not saying Byron's bad play. I'm not saying don't play him in cash, but I think he's more of a GPP play just because of how much I like the other ones. But I think he's a great pivot off of Larson or Truex or Hamlin. He's got some place differential. He's had a great season, and I think he definitely could do well here. Bubba, he's gotten stronger on this type of track. I think I'm still going to keep him as GPP here. 9,200. I just kind of priced in no man's land, but he's not bad if you need like a little bit of a break off of one of the 10K guys, if you're building a little bit different type of lineup. So, but other than that, I'm not going to play him cash to a GPP. Logano, he just struggles with this type of track. I think that's why I predicted him with low ownership, his GPP. And I mean, if he beats me, he beats me. But if I don't think he'll have a great day, he'll probably struggle and continue to move back in the field and probably finish like 19th. Kozlowski and Busher. Busher's just been on fire recently in great form. This isn't a great track for him. Didn't look great in practice, and the Hendrick cars and the Toyota cars look much better than the Fords did. But again, like practice a little upside down. So we'll have to, consider that. I think they're playable. That's why I saw him as GPP, especially like I said, Busher has definitely found something recently, and Kozlowski, but I don't know if I don't think I play him in cash. Maybe pair him in the GPP and see what happens with that. Hamlin, definitely going to be a prime play here. He wasn't super fast in practice, and didn't qualified 14th, but he won the last race. I know he had the dust up with Larson and that whole thing, but I really think he has like really good long run speed. So I know it's a high price tag, and it's kind of risky. And if you want to take the prime tag off of him and put it on Larson or Truex, I completely understand it, but I think he's definitely a second dominator. I think he'll work his way up to the top and get out there and lead some laps at some point. I don't know if he'll win the race, but I see him leading some laps. I see it being a 2 or 3 dominator race. And there's definitely time for him to get up there. Got a good pit crew and everything, and I think he'll make it happen. And flirting with putting him on the cover here. So, the pressure to try to nail 3 winners in a weekend here. So considering him as the cover, we'll have to see how it plays out. Suarez, no interest. He just hasn't had speed. Stenhouse, he's in the playoffs and does well. That's not his type of track, so GPP. Blaney, I don't think many people play him, but I think he has some upside for cash here out of all the Fords. Cindric, I don't think he can hold the 18th place. Again, he's not in the playoffs, so he's probably doing some research and development. Also, for next year, Eric Jones, there's this legacy cars just have not had the speed this year, so he's going to be GPP. Harvick, I think, has like 10 places for differential point upside here. And I like to definitely like to play at 9,500. So definitely, if you can fit him in your cash build, someone to consider. And I think he just has upside and has a really good race. Hosfar might be starting a little bit far forward here. He's a really good driver, and every time he's come up, he's kind of held his own. So wish he had better equipment, but I think that actually John Hunter Nemechek's going to be driving this car, which is kind of a shock next year. I thought he would stay with another manufacturer. I didn't think he'd jump into a Chevy like this, but hey, that's what's going to happen. So maybe he proves himself here and gets a call from a bigger team at some point. So wait, I think they're switching to Toyotas next year. So yeah, that makes perfect sense. Anyways, Hosefar is here now, and Hosefar is a really good driver. Definitely should hopefully be in Xfinity next. He's in truck right now. Should be in Xfinity next year. Hopefully, still continues to get some calls to Cup. So I like him, but I don't know if I like the equipment. So I think he's a GPP play. Allmendinger just had a kid, so there's a baby narrative. Not really a great track for him. I think they're going to be figuring out some things for next year. So GPP for me. Bowman, I think he's going to be the R&D guy for Hendricks here, trying some setups and stuff. So I have his cash play because I think he'll be pretty highly owned. I think there's definitely some upside here. He's kind of priced in no man's land, but if you have some builds and you need somebody in this range, I think he's probably the safest floor for you. LaJoy upside here at 56, qualified a little bit too far, but he's been good at this 1.5 mile track. So I think, at 5,600, if you look at some of the other ones in their equipment, I think he stands out among them. Almirola, I really don't play playing him, but I think that he's got some solid place differential. Also, Briscoe, I think just looking towards next year, wasn't the year they wanted. I know he had the hand injury. I think that was this season. Might have derailed him a little bit, but I think they learned a lot, and we'll just have to see who's left if Stuart Haas starts selling off these charters and stuff like they're talking about. So, does he have a ride next year? We'll just have to figure that out, but not interested in him in cash. Cole Custer, I think, is a great driver. He's done really well here in Xfinity and then other series before, but the equipment in this Rick Ware car is just not great. So GPP. Ryan Preece, I think he's $1,000 more. I think he's a GPP also. Burton's always a fade. He just always finds trouble, runs into things. Just there's times to play Harrison Burton. I just don't think this is one of them. Haley at GPP, he might even be a cash play. I think I'm going to change him to that. He's got some upside. I was just worried just because he really hasn't performed well since he decided that, or whatever the decision was, that he was not going to be a colleague next year. But he has performed really solidly on this type of track, so I think I'll throw the cash tag on him there. JJ Yaley, just GPP, can't do it in cash. Gilliland, I think he'll be high. He's like a cash darling. He's always starts down here and always gets some place differential, and he's not. He's like Corey LaJoy light, someone that has decent equipment, is at least an average driver, not like a bad driver that's going to struggle. And usually it has some upside to get you like 5 place differential points and a really low price. That's all you need to kind of make value. Ty Dillon, I think, consider here also in a GPP. Sheldon Creed, I really like this, and probably not a BJ McLeod card. Probably has like Stuart Haas backing, and I believe it's still a Chevy. Let me just verify and. See what kind of car he's driving, because I thought it said a Chevy in the lineup. So all the ads stop loading. Thank you, NASCAR.com. It's a Chevy, so we'll have to see, but I definitely think that there's it's probably not a true BJ McLeod car. I think they're yeah, it might not be Stuart Haas backing because it's Chevy set, but there's probably another major team that's like kind of behind that. Probably Childress. So sorry, like I said, it's been a long day. So I definitely have some interest there at 6K. He's a aggressive driver, and I think he's definitely got a future up in Cup in a couple of years if he can iron some things out. But he does drive himself into trouble quite often, so someone to consider. And then the 2 chalk plays that you're just going to lock into your cash lineups because you have to is Ty Gibbs and Kyle Busch. These guys are not 35th and 36th place drivers. They're decent drivers that can definitely have some place differential. I don't think they're going to up and win the race, but they should get enough points to definitely have a really good day. And I think you kind of need them in your cash games because if they do what they're supposed to do, and their tags aren't like ridiculous either, you can play both of them and get Larson and Truex, and even like Larson, Truex, and or Hamlin, like 2 of the 3 in your lineup, and be fine. So that's what I got for you. Hopefully it's a good race. The last couple were decent and exciting. So hopefully, we can still continue to get some decent contests for NASCAR with NFL back. So But maybe people won't be paying as much attention, and they'll just throw in a quick lineup and not really watch a breakdown or anything, and just kind of go with what they think they know, and not know any of the situations. And hopefully this will give you an advantage. So thanks again for watching. If you have any questions, put them in the chat below. Hit me up at MegaRotor31 on Twitter. And if you want more information on FSI DFS, you can go to the description of the video and link to our websites there. And thank you for watching this far into the video. You've already helped us that way, but if you want to help more, you can like the video, subscribe to our channel, so you know when all our videos are coming out, and share with your friends. So appreciate it. It's NASCAR winds down. Playoffs continue to go on. It continues to be some cool tracks, and hopefully a great playoff leading up into the final race in Phoenix in early November. So just looking forward to continue to watch that. Baseball postseason, NFL is back, fall's here, just a really good time of year. So hopefully you're not having horrible weather like I am in my area, and hopefully everybody's safe, having a good weekend. So good luck in your contests. You know how to go home if you have any questions, and I will see you next time.